Hello all, hope you all had an amazing Christmas. This week I will be diving into the first 15 episodes I originally covered when I first got my Simpsons TV. Reason why I'm doing this is because I did not give you an MVP and I had not given you a rating for these episodes. So tonight I'll be covering the first 5. And starting now, if I don't think a Simpsons family member is deserving of MVP, the MVP will go to a secondary character. Alright, let's cover the first 5 episodes. Here we go. Season 4, episode 22. Krusty gets cancelled. When I watched this episode, it was pretty obvious to me who the MVP would be, and the MVP goes to...
Eat my shorts.
Bart Simpson.
I am the Lizard Queen!
And Lisa Simpson. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have another tied MVP for this episode. IMDb gives this an 8.1 out of 10. My rating for this will be an 8 out of 10. I really do enjoy this episode. I remember it quite fondly growing up, and it's always been funny to me, and I love the massive amount of guest stars on this one. Second episode we'll be covering is Season 10, Episode 10, Viva Ned Flanders. A lot of the family members don't really appear in this episode, and to me the MVP would be...
Yes! Oh God, yes!
Homer Simpson. He really does try to get Ned out of his shell, and it is really fun to see an episode whenever Homer and Ned are at the forefront. It isn't really a favorite of mine. IMDb rating gives this a 7.8 out of 10. I'll be giving this episode a 6 out of 10. Again, not really a favorite of mine, but still, somewhat fun to watch. Third episode is Season 9, Episode 11, All Singing or Dancing. This was a very hard thing for me to do. Flashback episodes are always probably going to be like this, but the flashback sequences for everyone is really fun, so the MVP is going to be the whole Simpson family. Which is fun because Maggie Simpson finally gets her first MVP. IMDb gives this episode a 5 out of 10. That's pretty low in my opinion. I really enjoyed this flashback episode. It is probably my favorite of the bunch, but again, I like musicals. I enjoy the musical numbers of The Simpsons, so I'm giving this a 6 out of 10. Next episode we are covering is Season 2, Episode 6, Dead Pudding Society. The MVP of this episode is going to be...
Cowabunga, dude!
Bart Simpson. This was never going to be Homer's because he is so mean to Ned Flanders. And when I look through the episode, it's really nice when Bart and Todd decide to quit together. I know that Lisa kind of teaches Bart the way, but I didn't think Lisa was the MVP. I really do think it was Bart for this one. IMDb gives us a 7.9 out of 10. And I have to agree, I will be giving this a 7 out of 10. A really fun episode, especially for one of the earlier ones. I know that the earlier episodes were very up and down with their comedy while the show was finding its footing, but I really do enjoy the earlier episodes, in my opinion. The last episode we're covering for this one is Season 9, Episode 8, Lisa the Skeptic. The MVP, in my opinion, is going to go to...
Every Simpson dance now! Bump, 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 bump!
Marge Simpson. I really do enjoy her in this episode. I know this is a very Lisa-centric ep, but I really don't like Lisa very much in this episode in terms of how she goes about the whole angel aspect. It is really nice when the town comes together and believe in something, and Marge kind of tries to teach Lisa that. Even though it takes her a little while, it's a really beautiful ending between the pair of them, and I really do think Marge is deserving of this. IMDb gives this an 8.1 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. It really is a nice episode, and I have fun memories of it growing up. That is it for this one. Tune in again as I go through another 5 episodes from the original 15 that I haven't covered for MVP and rating. Until then, see you later, guys. Cheers.